The U.S. Navy, one of the most advanced and formidable military forces in the world, is no stranger to danger. It faces constant threats on the seas, from adversaries looking to challenge American naval dominance to hostile territories seeking to disrupt global stability. However, some of the deadliest and most unpredictable threats aren't from missiles or enemy aircraft. They're from the skies themselves. When a U.S. Navy jet takes off from an aircraft carrier, it faces not only the challenges of combat and high-stakes missions, but also the wrath of nature in the form of deadly storms that form unpredictably over the world's oceans. While Navy pilots are trained to face any threat that comes their way, Mother Nature can often prove to be the most unpredictable adversary. The deadly storms that plague the Navy, particularly tropical cyclones, hurricanes, and severe thunderstorms, pose a unique set of challenges for both pilots and their supporting teams. These storms can turn an otherwise routine mission into a life or death situation. Navy jets, which are designed to take on air-to-air combat, precision strikes, and reconnaissance, must contend with rapidly changing weather patterns, fierce turbulence, and extreme wind conditions that put their airframes and crews under intense pressure. The question arises, how does the U.S. Navy's aviation team face such a formidable threat? And what exactly is going on behind the scenes when these deadly storms appear? Understanding how U.S. Navy jets handle deadly storms requires us to first understand the nature of these storms and the unique role of aircraft carriers. Aircraft carriers, which serve as the center of air operations in the Navy, are positioned in some of the most volatile regions in the world. Their purpose is to project power, provide air support, and extend the reach of the U.S. military wherever necessary. However, aircraft carriers are also vulnerable to the forces of nature. These massive ships, while equipped with advanced systems to handle rough seas, still face unique challenges during extreme weather events, especially when hurricane, force winds, and heavy seas make landing or launching jets a perilous task. One of the most significant dangers faced by Navy jets in storms is turbulence. While turbulence is a common phenomenon in the sky, it can be especially dangerous when the jet is taking off or landing on a moving aircraft carrier. The size and speed of these storms can cause wind shear and turbulence that disrupt the aircraft's flight path. This makes both landing and takeoff operations incredibly dangerous. For Navy pilots, who often operate in less than ideal conditions, the stress of navigating through these dangerous storm conditions can push their skills to the limit. The Navy has developed extensive training programs to prepare pilots for these scenarios, including simulated flights in extreme weather conditions. These simulations are designed to replicate the unpredictability and intensity of severe storms, so pilots can react quickly and appropriately when faced with dangerous weather. Navy pilots learn to read weather patterns, adjust their flight paths accordingly, and understand the unique threats posed by turbulent air and high winds. But even with the best training, unpredictable weather events can still present a serious risk to Navy aviation. One of the most dangerous scenarios that can occur during a storm is when Navy jets are required to fly through or around the edges of a storm system. These missions, which are often classified or covert, put pilots at risk of encountering severe turbulence, lightning strikes, and high winds that can cause catastrophic damage to the aircraft. Flying through or near a storm requires precise timing and coordination between the pilot, ground control, and the aircraft carrier crew. It also demands quick decision-making, as storm conditions can change in an instant. Despite technological advancements that help predict weather patterns, a storm's rapid development can leave little time to alter the course of an aircraft once it is already airborne. In some cases, pilots may be forced to divert their routes or return to the carrier sooner than planned. If a storm is too dangerous, a mission may be called off, and the aircraft may be grounded until the weather clears. In situations where the storm is directly threatening the aircraft carrier itself, there may be an evacuation of the air group, with all jets returning to base as quickly as possible. This is where the real complexity of Navy operations lies. Timing and coordination are everything. Getting pilots back on deck safely while ensuring that the carrier can weather the storm itself requires intense coordination between the carrier's flight control tower, the pilots, and the support teams on the ground. When storms occur, the Navy must also contend with the effect these storms have on the carrier itself. Aircraft carriers are equipped with advanced radar and weather tracking systems, but even with these tools, they are not immune to the violent effects of severe weather. In hurricanes or tropical storms, waves and wind can easily reach hurricane, force levels posing significant risks to the integrity of the ship. The large size of an aircraft carrier makes it more stable than smaller vessels, but heavy winds and seas can still pose a threat to the safety of the vessel, making it difficult for planes to take off and land. In such extreme conditions, the carrier may have to alter its course or take other steps to position itself in a way that minimizes the effects of the storm. This level of coordination extends far beyond just the pilots. Ground crew, flight controllers, maintenance teams, and even the Navy's weather teams work together to ensure the safety of every individual and the smooth operation of the airway. The air traffic control towers on these massive ships must communicate constantly with aircraft in flight, guiding them through the storm or assisting them in returning to base. Pilots, for their part, rely on highly trained support teams to ensure they have up-to-date information about the storm's direction and intensity. In addition to these immediate challenges, the threat of storms often requires long-term preparation. Aircraft carriers and Navy jets are built to withstand high winds and rough seas, but prolonged exposure to extreme conditions can damage equipment. Jets, especially those with advanced avionics and sensitive radar systems, require constant maintenance and servicing. After a storm, the ground crew and maintenance teams must inspect the jets thoroughly to ensure that no water, salt, or storm debris has compromised the aircraft's systems. In some cases, damage may be so extensive that jets need to be repaired before they can return to flight operations. In the larger context of naval operations, the fear of deadly storms isn't just a matter of physical risk. It's about the operational impact that storms have on mission readiness. The Navy's primary goal is to maintain constant, ready operational capacity. Whether it is projecting power in the Middle East, conducting freedom of navigation operations in the South China Sea, or providing air support for ground forces, the Navy needs to be able to operate 24/7, no matter the weather conditions. A storm can disrupt these operations for hours, days, or longer, severely impacting the Navy's ability to respond to crises quickly and effectively. During the Atlantic hurricane season, for example, Navy jets may be grounded for extended periods, delaying or canceling missions that are critical to national security. One of the most remarkable aspects of the U.S. Navy's ability to operate during these dangerous conditions is the resilience and professionalism of its pilots and crews. Despite the daunting challenges posed by deadly storms, Navy pilots continue to carry out their missions, guided by a commitment to excellence and an unyielding dedication to their country. The psychological toll of flying in these conditions is substantial, yet Navy pilots are some of the most highly trained and skilled aviators in the world, capable of handling some of the harshest and most dangerous environments. In conclusion, while enemy rockets and missiles are real threats, the unpredictable nature of deadly storms presents an equally dangerous challenge for U.S. Navy jets. These storms require precise coordination, highly trained pilots, and an intricate network of support teams to ensure that every mission can be completed safely and successfully. The Navy's ability to operate through extreme weather conditions, despite the inherent risks, underscores the professionalism and determination of its personnel. The question remains, how does the U.S. Navy continue to rise to the occasion, maintaining its operational readiness in the face of nature's most dangerous forces? The answer lies in the unwavering resolve of the sailors and pilots who face these storms head-on, ensuring that the Navy remains an unyielding force in the face of any adversary, human or natural.